Rocket on the show. Did you know the X in Xmas is substitute cross for Christ? A one, a two, a 1, 2, 3, 4. No Christmas for John Quays. No Christmas for John Quays. No Christmas for John Quays. No Christmas for John Quays.
All right. Welcome back. Come on in, get cozy. Come over here by the fire, Yule log, and grab something warm to drink, or warm up your Boddingtons, because today we are going to substitute the crucifix for Christ in Xmas for our own celebration here on We Are the Fall. And every year we like to do this little, look back. We're going to be really looking back at our first full year of doing this and picking out some of our favorite bits and pieces, but also we're going to be doing a little listen along too. What do we get in store, Steve?
Mr. John Peel celebrating just like us. Peel Session 18, November 1994, put out just a little bit before Christmas.
And this is almost 30 years to the date that this episode is coming out. And we're going to be listening to this Peel session, which is very festive, very cheerful, because it has a lot of Christmas-themed little, ditties on there that we're going to be really enjoying. And, it's just going to get us in the right mood here. And we're also going to do our usual gift exchange, fall related, and let's see what Mr. John Quays brings us, if we were good boys or not. And yeah, so I know that Mark was always really into the office party, the holiday office party scene, experience, sexual tension, and even using it into some of his own writings as far as, scenes for very intriguing, dramatic showdowns, or, just making sure the gas leaks are all accounted for in the building. See if we can get some of that danger, but also, enjoy ourselves a little bit here. And Steve, maybe we can start off by let's just jump right into some of this Peel session, and let's get some of the holiday spirit going. Who do we got playing on the 1994 second session of the year?
The one and only, back from LA, Brick Smith, Craig Scanlon, Steve Hanley.
Yep.
Our shortly departing friend Dave Bush, and the one and only, two more, Cy Wollstonecroft and Carl Burns battling it out.
Yes, thank you very much. And I think this is actually technically the shortest Peel session that they did, lengthwise. Of course, it's still the 4 tracks we're used to, but these are quick. They're cheerful, they're riffing, and they're jingling along. But then, there are some little fall-only tidbits in here that you only get from the fall. So it's kind of like a well-balanced thing, but also I've more or less been saving this one for myself to listen to in this situation, in the spirit of the We Are the Fall office party, and to get into it in the right mindset of, the baby Jesus that Mark is so fond over. It needs to be celebrated in the correct way. And let's throw this on, Steve. What are we starting off with here?
We start with Glam Racket Star.
Stop
Now, can't you just picture Mark coming into the band rehearsal studio space around this time of year and handing out those stockings full of little tasty, treats and speed, Valium. Can't you
Bring
just
it.
picture that?
Yeah, bringing a chocolate bar in for the whole, just one though for everybody, and maybe you're a little upset that someone's eating most of it.
Yep. Just bringing in a little treat for the band to humiliate you with, like once you're just really diving in and enjoying yourself. Yeah, I mean, it's the only way to celebrate in the fall. But what about this glam racket with bricks? You know,
I
it's
it works.
it's
Yeah, it adds a flavor for me that is tastier than the original.
yeah. I think it does add that little extra something, and she's delivering it with that force. Yeah.
They're playing off of each other super well too.
Mm.
Where
Hmm.
live as always is better for them, but yeah, you could kind of feel them performing in a good way.
Yeah. It doesn't. It kind of remind you of the original Bricks and Marky Smith duet, the Hotel Blodell, but in this sense, it's them doing that same thing, but it's kind of maybe a little bit opposite dynamic where now Bricks is like really forceful, delivering it strong, and then Mark is kind of doing the maybe the more smoothed over vocal part. I like that. I like that
Y-
dynamic. Yeah.
Yeah, you could, maybe Brooks is kind of lived her solo career and found it not to be exactly what she hoped it would be. So she's taking this as an
Mm.
opportunity to, show her strengths or even just improve her chops and get out there and really try to take more lead role than she had in the other performances.
I wonder how much of it came from going. I know she can tap into it, but I didn't. She seems to tap into that more rock and roll edge at this point of the fall career and not earlier on. And I almost wonder, did she get some of that from maybe like even auditioning and thinking about being in the band's whole with Courtney Love? She that's a band that has that edge to it. To talk about glam, Bricks is glamorous in a lot of ways, and Courtney Love is not that same type of glamorous. And I wonder if she kind of got something from that, or she was like, that would be fun to do that, to
Or
do it
yeah,
that way.
yeah, to see it, or just her eyes were open to a different avenue after her pop career didn't exactly shoot to the moon, like, oh, I don't know if I'll make it as a pop
Yeah,
star coming from the fall. Like, there's not a lot of crossover there. So maybe this grunge scene is the next
1994.
lane I can dive into, right?
You got celluloid in your jeans, Dad. That one is, I can listen to that. I can listen to that line. There's a lot of lines in this one that are just really, really hilarious, and you post out 60-page computer printouts on the end of Forest, and that we know that that's Mark's little dig at rock and roll star Sting, or maybe other rock and roll stars too. Hog in the bathroom. Yeah, it's good. It's a good way to start a peel session, and it's a good way to delve into not a really a festive spirit, but it's like a great rock and roll little cut to get it
Yeah.
going.
Yeah, weird choice. I mean, this is a little Christmas special.
Hmm.
There's a lot of normal songs on it, but yeah, The Fall and Elastica are both on this Peel session playing Christmas songs. Um,
Yeah.
we got Elastica playing All for Gloria, I Want to Be King of the Orient, Father Christmas, and then
Oh,
Blue, and then Blue they play as well. So. Um,
Elastica, Dave Bush's soon-to-be band, I believe, and yeah, that's cool. Cool, that's cool. They're doing the theme, but then Mark's like, "We're playing a good rock and roll song here," but let's get into the more festive spirit with the next track, and we got in name maybe alone, um, we got Jingle Bell Rock. So let's get rocking.
Jingle bell rock. Jingle bells chime, jingle bell tap. Laughing and dancing, jingle bell square. In the frosty air, they are walking with M and his bags. Doing the jingle bell. The jingle bell, that's a jingle bell, that's a jingle bell rock. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells chime, jingle bell rap. Let's sing your head down in jingle bell style, with a jungle style.
I honestly don't know if I could listen to this song without Dave Bush's synths in here. It's kind of ties it all together really nice.
yeah, I mean, it's a fun version. Mark doesn't really seem to be enjoying himself, which I
He
would have.
doesn't know the words. He doesn't know. He made up. It's way better with his words. It's way, way, way better. But it's funny because he obviously doesn't know the words. Like he has no idea. So he's just gonna let it rip with his own off the dome. I think there was a story that either this one or the next one. I think it was this song. They were in the studio and they had to record it. Or Mark's like, "We're recording Jingle Bell Rock," and then they're like, "Oh, do you know the words to Jingle Bell Rock?" And he's like, "No, go get me a copy of that at the record store." And I think it was Cy who went down there and was like, "Okay, I need a copy of Jingle Bell Rock." He grabbed a 45 or grabbed a single, went to the studio, and he's like, "Okay, here we go." They play it, and he bought an instrumental version. There's no there's no words. And so I guess Mark is just like, I do know the one line, which is like dancing in the square or one of the lines.
Yeah.
And then he's just free flowing after that, and it's so much better. But like I'm saying, I like the Dave Bush texture of the synth in there because otherwise it's really actually it's really fall like with without that sound because it's just that repetitive riff over and over again, and Mark just delivering it right on top. I like the pace of that.
Yeah, oh yeah, the speed is perfect. You know, if they drag it out for a couple minutes, and old Bobby Helms who wrote it,
Mm,
it's only a 2 minute and 11 song track for him. So glad they didn't try to push the envelope there.
no, no. So what? How long is this one? 1 minute? I think it's 1 minute and 8 seconds long, which is perfect. Perfect. We said this is a short session, but is is that one of the fall's shortest songs? Definitely, and a cover, double bonus. What about the next song, Steve? How can you follow up Jingle Bell Rock? Office
Well,
party is swinging. What are you
you
gonna do?
gotta start praying. You gotta hark the heralds.
You gotta start
Hark,
praying. You gotta
hark the
start
herald
praying.
angels sing.
You gotta start praying at the office party. Get on your knees at the foot of the conference table. All the snacks are out there, and you just put your head down and pray to the good Lord to have a happy birthday.
Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King, peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Joyful all ye nations rise, joy the triumph of the skies, with angelic hosts proclaim Christ.
Listen to the bass.
Oh yeah. I don't think any of them know how to play this song. At least Mark knows most of these words.
I think this is where it just got flipped because now Steve Hanley has no idea what the song sounds like. He's never heard "Hark the Herald Angels Sing."
Only on the pipe organ.
Who's singing? Who's the female vocal
The
on this?
boat, yeah. Is this all of them in falsetto? Maybe I have no idea.
Yeah, it almost sounds like a BBC session choir woman that they brought in because she sounds just like she's in that Christmas Day mass choir. Some of the most sterile drumming I've
Yeah,
maybe
no.
ever heard the Fall do. It does not sound right. This can't be Carl, right? This guy sounds like Funky Sai.
Yeah, I think Carl's hands probably started burning when he started to play this song. He couldn't
Stigmata.
play. Yeah, the sticks turned bright red, and yeah, he had to. I would like to know who those female vocals are.
Yeah. And that one is about 3 minutes long, and I gotta say, I would like that one to be 1 minute. I like the strumming, I like the jangliness of it. And Mark, definitely Mark. Mark is probably the best part of that cover. But the drums, I don't know. But Steve Hadley just
the drums,
wandering.
the bass, yeah, it was playing along.
It's almost like he wasn't even listening to the rest of the band, like intentionally. He's like, I'm just gonna go off and try to play it the real way. Accurate. I mean, what's your go-to Christmas song? Like a traditional.
I'm a big Silent Night guy.
Oh, Silent Night. Why do you like Silent Night?
No, just a pretty song.
Yeah, it is.
I can tolerate Christmas music, but I don't necessarily seek it out.
It's my least favorite for sure. Any holiday music, I'll take anything else, please.
It would probably Blue Christmas too. Elvis does a good.
Oh yeah, and then also he did "In the Ghetto." Yeah, yeah, he did that as well.
Yeah.
So.
What else? Feliz Navidad is a good old party jam.
I mean, he honestly probably has like 10 albums that are just Christmas carols. That was Cash Cow. That was an easy cash grab. If you're
They're all good. Come on.
They're all 10 pints in my book, but the Christmas factor, themes and content of Christmas songs, it's so thin. That's why it's great to have Marky Smith singing any of these songs, because you're like, ooh, he's now there's a plastic bag in the mix, and that's fun. It kind of lowers the shininess of Christmas, and Mark is good at that. You don't have to deliver it all wrapped up in a nice Christmas bow. It can be in the carrier bag. It can come right out of the carrier bag. You hand over that box of cigars to that person out of the plastic bag. They are going to be appreciative, not because of the way it came, but because of the thoughtfulness. I think my favorite Christmas movie, though, is something that is very British, which is the animated short film The Snowman. You ever seen The Snowman?
Oh yeah. I haven't
Oh,
watched it yet this year. Good one for the old kiddos. They'll get that one out.
No, that's a good one. That's good. I love that. That's real nice.
Yeah. No words.
No words, thank you. Just soundtrack. That's all you need. You don't need to be, you learn a nice lesson. Appreciate the moment. Oh yeah, Slade. Okay, so tell people what tell people what the song is.
Slade, Merry Xmas, everybody.
Yeah, let's listen to a little bit of this.
Are you hanging up
Now I like this. I like this. What do you like about the Slade festive spirit in this song?
Everybody's having fun.
I mean, it is. If you got like a little sleigh bell, it's good. Now, let's take a listen to my favorite Christmas song that I can think of right now. And this would be The Kinks' Father Christmas.
When I was small, I believed in Santa Claus, though I knew it was my dad. And I would hang up my stocking at Christmas, open my presents, and I'd be glad. But the last time I played Father Christmas, I stood outside a department store. A gang of kids came over and mugged me and knocked my reindeer to the floor. And said, "Father Christmas, give us a night."
Now, the music video for this song, too, is great because it's kind of B footage amateur. They're like making it look like it's snowing, but then it's straight rock and roll, and they got a xylophone. Come on, all my favorite things: xylophone, Les Paul, rock riffs.
Yeah, I mean it's a Christmas song, but not in any only with the words, really.
Yeah, it's for the bad boys. It's for the bad dudes. Yeah, that's all fun. That's all fun. Hey, and let us know what your favorite Christmas jam is. If you got one, if you had to pick one, if you had to, let us know what that is. Okay, Steve, let's jump back into the fall
Yeah.
peel
Let's
session.
finish this out. It's a pretty good version here
Yeah.
of A Numb at the Lodge.
Post festivities, feeling numb now. From remedies and Prozac, kinda toothsome.
The holiday party is kicking into gear now. I'm turning this baby up on the old company stereo.
Somebody put that phone in a solo cup. Let's get this going.
Yeah, it's always a terrible situation if you walk into an office party or a work party and like no one has really even tried to think about it more than 5 minutes, and they're like, "Oh, I got a speaker, I got a little radio in my car. I'll bring in, I'll bring that up here. Do you guys have any napkins or anything? No, we don't have any of that.
Yeah.
Just wipe it on your work shirt."
I could play it off my computer, I think, and no speakers, just a little one off the desktop.
It's your work computer, so it's really, you're also being monitored, and you probably will be getting in trouble for streaming any sort of music at work. I can see Bricks enjoying a good work party, though. Being the socialite.
It's the high class ones.
What are the high class ones like?
You know,
I'm not used to seeing those.
shrimp cocktail.
Oh, shrimp cocktail. Yeah. Shrimp cocktail. Everyone gets a wristwatch as a gift. There's still like a PowerPoint on the screen though. With a annual forecast.
Year-end goals.
Projection.
Don't
goals.
forget.
Yeah. Hey, I want you guys to have fun. You guys worked really hard this year, but also while you're having fun, be sure to review what's on the screen right here and all of these numerical values that we're going to try to hit. Otherwise, you're probably going to be fired. And Mark's just like, I hope there is a gas leak in this place. If not,
Yeah.
I will probably find one. I will probably find a way to do it. Okay, that's great set. That's great set. Steve, what? How many pints? We're starting off this party. We're just getting started. How many pints you give into this peel sesh?
I'm going with 3 frosty mugs of
Mm-hmm.
eggnog.
Okay, I'm going with. Let's see. I'm going with a couple pints, just 2, but for both of the festive Christmas songs. After I talked all that shit about Christmas music, I think that's the most interesting thing here, and I like that. I like that a lot. I wish they would do a whole Christmas. Actually, they did. You guys can go back and try to listen to our first Christmas party celebration, because we did listen to. Yeah, so you all can find that playlist called "The Fall Marky Smith's Festive Favorites," and that's about, I'm gonna say, 5 solid tracks of. You got "Hark the Herald Angels Sing," which we just heard, and "Jingle Bell Rock," which we just heard. But you also get "We Wish You a Protein Christmas" and "The Fall Blue Christmas," and that's kind of fun too. Also, bonus, "Christmas Tide." So check that out. So Steve, with that sound, I think we gotta wake up John Quays off the couch and get him over here, because he's got his carrier bag and he has a couple things to give us. So
Let's see what we got.
John, hand it over. Let's see what we got here. I think he's got one for you first, so I'm gonna give. Let's get this. So here you go. Open that sucker up. All right, what's it gonna be, Steve?
Oh,
What does this look like? Now this is the first one of 2 gifts here.
We have the fall fanzine, number 17 from the biggest library yet.
And do you know what it says down there? I don't know if you can read that small text down there.
Present day cig smoker refuses to knuckle under.
Yeah, comprised of a cover that is all different kind of Xerox copy photos of Mark E. Smith smoking cigarettes. So that's kind of one of them. And then you got your second one here. The biggest library yet, issue number 15.
15. Beautiful drawing of Mark relaxing in his favorite lazy boy.
Yeah, sitting in a lazy boy. Almost
Oh.
looks like he's got his hand in his pants.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's got the full Al Borland going on, or not Al Borland,
Al Bundy.
Al Bundy going
Yeah,
on.
Al
Unbuttoned
Bundy.
pants. Maybe a little notebook or something next to him. Yeah, that's a good drawing.
Yeah.
Your liver in, what is it? I sent 70 pounds instead of 70 pence to pharmaceutical company. The lorry arrived. The next day, Mrs. S. of Surrey, the Whist Gnomes dealing out potions, tentative. is
People are gonna. I can't read it either, but if people are gonna know what that is. But that is just a little script, Marky Smithism on the cover of this little fanzine. And I think we gotta ask Danny No about the biggest library yet fall fanzine, because you can find some online, but now Steve, you got the real deal here, and they seem really fun because I don't know, they're like handmade. They're from the 19, I want to say mid to late 1994 to 99 maybe, and someone put this together, and I need to know more about it. And I think Danny No is I would say the person to ask. I mean, he was probably the guy that made these, to be honest. Okay, Steve, you ready for another one? You ready for
I'm
your
ready,
last one?
I'm ready.
Okay, here you go. Let's open it up. And Mr. John Key, what do you got for Steve now? Another paper item. Another paper item, Steve. And what is this?
This is the Sinister Times,
This
the
is
Northern Edition.
a newspaper promotional item from the fall, I believe, from 1987. And what do you get on the cover? So this is a newspaper that's not your regular newspaper because it's the Sinister Times. But what, Steve, are you getting on these pages here?
Beautiful. I mean, the sports section is all full of the latest kicker conspiracy. The man whose head expanded. Soccer's six secrets.
Shoe shed, please. There's a lot of ads on here too. But basically, what we got here is a newspaper completely comprised of articles and little stories that are all fall lyrics. So that's what you get, and you don't throw a fit.
Wings, cash and carry, part of America therein. Australians in Europe.
So I'm sorry to say there's no returning this. If you don't like it, there's no returning this. This is the most expensive newspaper that I know now to exist. So that's pretty cool. So you got a lot of paper, and and you got a lot of papers and paperwork in front of you to go through and organize.
It is just about our 1 year anniversary, the paper anniversary. So thank you.
Oh
very
yeah,
much.
the paper anniversary is the first one. What are you supposed to get for a paper anniversary? What
Paper.
Toilet paper, divorce papers. Napkins.
Napkins.
Yeah,
Paper
for the office
towels.
party.
Paper products.
Yeah.
What's in your stocking from Mr. John Quays?
Mr. John Quays and Mr. John Peel, thank you for being here. You can feel free to leave at any time, Mr. John Peel. Your work here is done. Let's see what we got from John Quays. Now, this came from all the way from one of my least favorite states, Florida. And this is gonna be good. Okay, this looks like it's not an album. This is a visual. Oh my gosh. This is a visual DVD. This is a DVD case that says The Fall, Marky Smith. 30 minutes on a Manchester slag heap. The percipient collection of the words about the fall and Manchester uttered by Marky Smith in fall-esque countryside. What in the world is going on here? And then the cover is just a picture of a fall
Slag heap.
That's the slag heap.
Yeah.
That is the slag heap. Okay, it's like a farm or something. A bad photograph of a farm that's almost kind of like not even. It's countryside. It's countryside, and on the back is absolutely nothing. So that's cool. I have no idea what. Let me pop this baby open. Let's get in here. Let's see what we got going on inside. It might be. I broke the seal, and that's no going back now. Wow, I hope Mr. John Quays did not just like lift this out of a bodega. Because I don't know if people actually charge money for this or not. Okay, let's see what we got on the inside.
I'm assuming it's just a burned DVD.
No, it's got a nice, it's got a nice thing going on here.
All right.
Yeah, it's got a nice
keeps
thing.
looking good.
Yeah, the slag keeps looking pretty good. Let's take it out. Yeah, it's a bunch of photographs of Mark holding two microphones in different photos at different time periods, but it's when he's got the double fist, double barrel microphones that he's yelling into. That's cool. And then on the other side it looks like a bunch of other bootleg fall DVDs
Options.
in box sets. Wow. Let's see. We got the Fall Bingo Master at the Witch Trials CD, which I know people do not like. They think that is not the best setup for that album art.
Mr. John Quays didn't find the best reviews on this, but he could not find anything about what was actually on it. So
yeah, it's only
besides
30 minutes.
Besides the fact that it may or may not be formatted for US or UK DVD players, You're gonna have to get your pirate skills out.
Oh
and,
man, don't
and
tell me
start.
that. No,
You're
I
gonna,
gotta see this. I gotta see what this
uh-huh.
is. 30 minutes on a Manchester slag heap.
I don't
Come
think Mark
on.
is. I don't think Mark is on the Slack heap. I think it's just
Him
voiceover.
talking
Him
about the
talking.
slag
Him
heap.
talking over a slag
Hmm.
heap.
Dandelion Records, Rabid Records UK. Now, this is from the Rabid Records Film Archive in the UK. Okay, so yeah, this looks good, and I see a picture of my last gift from John Quays from last year, um, the Mark's personal holiday Tony tapes album, which I did enjoy very much, and actually that's still on our list to do an episode on that because I think it does deserve some time to consider. Yeah, there's a lot out here. Okay, I'm gonna let you know how this goes. I do look forward to this because I do want to see what this is, what the fuck this is all about. All right, that's great. That's great. Um, that's great. Okay, so thank you, John Quays. You can also feel free to leave. Thank you. Okay,
Well, one more
or
thing.
just lay down. Or
One more thing from John Keys.
let's see. Oh, one more, Mr. John Quays. Let me get this out here. Let me get this out
Unless
here.
you want me to share it.
Oh, wow. No, I got. Well, let me see. I get this. Let me get this out of the way. Okay. Okay.
Dig deeper into that stocking.
Okay. The stocking. Why I don't know why the stocking is wet. It's a kind of a damp stocking, and it does not feel good to be digging around in here.
But he did just take it off.
Okay,
Took
okay,
it off his
yeah,
foot.
that makes sense now. Why it smells like sweat, and I hope it's sweat. And let's get in here. And now I got a beautiful, wow, a beautiful piece of handmade art. A Mark E. Smith tarot card. Oh, and it's Mark E. Smith as the Pope. What would you say he
The
is?
Pope, yeah, I think.
Yeah.
The Hierophant.
Yeah, he's the black, almost like a black version of a cloak's of a pope's uniform, and except it's kind of like his suit. He's looking cool. He's smoking his. He's got his hand in the air in that praying kind of fashion, but he's smoking a cigarette and he's got his little religious um, kind of scepter, and there's two bald monks. It's the League of Bald-Headed Men kneeling down in front of him praying, which is great. Wow, I like this a lot. I like this.
And John Keys was generous enough. You'll be getting it also in sticker form.
Sticker form. Wow, thank you, Mr. John Quays. Thank you for the sticker format as well, because
It does.
I'm going to put it on something.
It
I'll
does.
put it next to my We Are the Fall bumper sticker. How about that?
The Hierophant is. It reminds you to live according to your beliefs and honor the wisdom of your ancestors. He's both a teacher.
Fuck yeah.
He's both a teacher and the lesson. It's the fifth card of the major arcana,
Fifth card. Okay, cool.
represented by a shaman, guru, mentor, or an elastician figure.
Okay. Reviews are positive.
The symbols are of ancestral wisdom and shared beliefs. Connecting to your community rather than identifying with it in name only.
Wow.
Reminds you to be a part of a much larger cultural story.
No, I don't get behind that one. I don't subscribe to that.
Do not discount the wisdom and lessons that have been learned by those who came before you.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I think there's a good analogy there for the amount
Mark,
of research that we do, for Mark. Yeah,
I think
on
for
Mark.
too,
On Mark.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm just trying to
he-
apply it to my own lifestyle.
He lived according to his beliefs, and he definitely honored the wisdom of the old ancestors, where the Nazis, the other war criminals.
I mean, he would share the wisdom if you asked him. He was more than willing to share with the wisdom, easily. So yeah, I think this is a great fitting card for him, and his look on the fifth card of the tarot card set is apropos. So, yeah, that's great. Thank you, Mr. Keys. Once again, you can take the seat over there if you want. Okay.
Just lie down, John.
John, just chill the fuck out, man. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. Smoke a couple cigars. Just relax. All right. So, Steve, I think as we're reflecting on 1 year, just over 1 year of We Are the Fall, and looking back on this last year and almost 80 episodes in, we've covered what almost, I want to say easily over a decade, but maybe close to 15 years of the Fall career. I'm wondering if there's anything that sticks out to you as some favorite experiences of doing We Are the Fall for the first year in review. And as we do that, let's listen to Mr. Marky Smith in the background do a little reading that we like to listen to every time around the same time this year.
The Colour Out of Space by H.P. Lovecraft. West of Arkham, the hills rise wild. There are valleys with deep woods that no axe has ever cut. There are dark, narrow rivulets and glens that where thin brooklets trickle without ever having caught the glint of sunlight. And on the gentle slopes there are farms with squat, moss-coated cottages brooding eternally over New England's secrets. These are all vacant now. The wide chimneys crumbling and the shingled sides bulging perilously.
Just the journey itself is just amazing, right? You fall in love with early fall, and you're like, oh man, this is something special, and they change every time you put something new down. You drop the needle, you don't know what you're gonna get. I did like the whole trio of kind of albums that we discussed from Shiftwork, Cold Selfish, Infotainment Scan, that really just kind of was a total outsider of three albums that I didn't really particularly like all that much in the beginning, but then the more I listened, the more the next one I played, the next one, the more I played the third one, and then you all kind of came into this kind of solidified sound that they accomplished really well. I think it was pretty fun to see that in some albums that I wasn't necessarily expecting to kind of like. I'm not a big dance music guy. I don't listen to that much, but having that experience was, and really diving deep and listening to it to a whole bunch and kind of opening my ears and eyes to different sounds.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And also, it's kind of even makes it the first albums better, in my opinion, when you go into the realm that we're currently in our journey in the early 90s, the first part of the 90s, and even the late 80s albums. You listen to those, and then it makes you even more appreciate, not because they're any lesser, they're just different, but it makes you appreciate the first, I don't know, like 3 LPs are just like so great. And even going back to them, you're like, that is the same band. It's crazy to think it, because even though they sound so similar, even as they move forward with the fall sound, it's like, damn, that is something, even with different personnel, that they're just hitting it every time on the first couple albums. It's just like re-listenable to infinity.
I mean, what makes the fall so cool and unique and special is they have the balls to do something different all the time, right? It's not the same. It's as much as people probably wanted it to be, they were onwards and upwards. And let's switch this up, let's switch that up. And it had I feel like very little to do with the band members, really. I mean, yeah, there was people that came and went, but it wasn't really oh, they can't play the same sound. They were interested in trying something else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even personally, I think it was so fun to talk to Martin, Brahma, and Una Baines and get their experiences from some of those times, and then even currently, like, seeing them continuing their careers even as we speak, like working on new projects. Like that's it just says that it was a unique artistic endeavor for everyone involved, and it didn't stop. And even the band members that left the band, like, you can even see now that they didn't stop doing stuff. They didn't, like, their life didn't end when they left the Fall, which is great to see too, as much
Yeah,
as, yeah.
it was it was intimidating, right? To have these people on and to be talking about something that, as much as we have delved in, I mean, we're still just scraping the surface as far as knowing actually what it was like to be there. And just they're all happy to discuss it and reminisce and think about it and to just expose the other, the world to what it was like, to be a part of something like this.
It was all fun. It was all fun past year, and we got some fun stuff planned for coming up. And the first thing coming up is our year in review, which is going to be our road trip next episode, where we're going to do our favorite albums of the year, which we like to do. And then we're going to hit off the first part, 2025, on We Are the Fall podcast with some specialty items. One is going to be, I don't want to ruin it, but we're going to do a little watch along of a fall video that should be very, very enjoyable for everyone involved, watching some fall music videos together. And then also we have some guests. Speaking of guests, we have some guests that are going to be very, very much related to what we're going to be listening to starting up 2025, which is continuing on our fall journey. And I'm going to say right now, if someone can guess and send us a message with their guess of who we have coming on the show up next that was in the fall, and should I give them one more hint? I feel like that's kind of not a good hint. But
there's only a couple people that were in the fall.
I'm gonna say he was directly related to kind of some of the recent albums that we've been discussing. So send me a message with that, and we'll send you a, if you're if you're the first one or the first couple, whatever, I don't care. We'll send you some We Are the Fall membership bumper sticker that states I was also in the fall. So it's going to be really fun. I think we're going to do, I can't wait to continue the journey on into this kind of weird zone too that we're about to go into with the fall in the late 90s into the 2000s. It's going to be so fun. But yeah, it's been a good time.
Yeah,
it's been a good run.
Tell your friends, get everybody listening. We're having fun. The more you guys are into it, the more fun we have. We love our side projects. So if you got any good ideas of rabbit holes to follow and threads to pull, we are always game to give it a go.
Yep, let's do it. Let's keep it rolling.
In May, the insects came. Nahum's place became a nightmare of buzzing and crawling. Most of the creatures seemed not quite usual in their aspects and motions. Their nocturnal habits contradicted all former experience. The gardeners took to watching at night, watching in all directions, at random for something, they could not tell what. Strangers had come into everything growing now.
You can just tell he enjoys it so much, but the funny part is his outfit changes halfway through the video. Like, they had to film this in 2 days. This is a 10-minute reading by Mark. No, 9-minute with the cutting off the intro and the end. And Mark was like, I can't, 9 minutes. I can't sit still for 9 minutes. I'm not doing it. We got to get 2 days for 4.5 minutes of Mark going off. Because he goes from like a sweater vest to like an open zipper vest. And it's like, oh man. He had to come back. And he's laughing his ass off at the end, which is the best part. Can't even look in the camera.
I love the top comments on it is being a foreign student learning English and having this as a listening comprehension exam.
That's rough. What kind of school is that? They're just asking for failure. I mean, let's see. Let's just try to listen right here.
And sometimes lapsing into an inane titter or a whisper about the moving colours down there. Nahum let the boy run about for a week until he began stumbling and hurting himself. Then he shut himself in an attic room across the hall from his mother's. On the 19th of October, Nahum staggered into Ami's house with hideous news. Death had come to poor Tedious, and had come in a way which could not be told. 3 days later...
I don't know, because there's even a guy on here that was saying, like, Southern people don't know what he's saying, and they don't understand what Marky Smith's saying, so they're missing out on all, like, a lyrical genius. And I could see how that would be the case, but I think almost... I feel thankful now because my ear is tuned to it.
Oh yeah,
I could hear everything he's saying, and I think originally when we started doing the show and like getting into albums, it was a challenge to be like, what is he? Or the interviews. I mean, I should just say the albums are all, you can tell exactly what he's saying if you're really listening to him. But in his interviews, one, he's half intoxicated. It's just the pronunciation is just hard to catch originally, but now I got no problem. I would listen to Mark all day, slurring by fireplace.
Oh yeah, the ear has been attuned for sure, but yeah, it was a challenge. Like you said, the albums you can, if you dial in, you got it. But
in this reading too, it almost looks like he's reading the original copy, first edition, somehow. And did we play this last year? I think we did, but
yeah.
I also think
I don't know if it made the video.
I know, because I think BBC fucking dings us every time. I'll watch this, every year. Every year I watch this with my family. Okay, everyone, we've just had a nice Christmas dinner. I need everyone to gather around the TV so we can watch Mark recite the beautiful Christmas story.
Yeah, instead of reading the night before Christmas, this is what you do?
Yeah.
You and your family?
Yeah. Or instead of like the average American family, we need to watch Alf. We need to watch Alf again. Instead of doing that, put on Mr. Marky Smith reading the Christmas story, and everyone just shut the fuck up and listen, okay? This is a guy trying to convey a beautiful story. And also drink a beer. So he kind of like takes a sip of a beer at one point and slams it on the table next to him and starts reading again. I think he almost cracks himself up because he's like, yeah, that was a good move, honestly.
I want to know whose idea this was.
Yeah, I do too. I definitely want to know whose idea this was. Who paid for this? Who suggested this? And why is it just filmed in someone's house? Front room.
Have you ever read H.P. Lovecraft's Yule horror poem?
No, that sounds good.
Here we go. Yule horror.
Tell me.
There is snow on the ground, and the valleys are cold, and a midnight profound blackly squats over the world, but a light on the hilltops, half seen hints of feasting unhallowed and old. There's death in the clouds, there's fear in the night, for the dead in their shrouds hail the sun's turning flight. A chant wild in the woods, they dance around a yule altar,
You're freaking me out.
fungoous and white. To no gale of earth's kind sways the forest of oak, where the sick boughs entwined by mad mistletoes choke. For the powers are the powers of the dark, for the graves of the lost druid folk. And mayst thou to such deeds be abbot and priest, singing cannibal greeds at each devil-wrought feast, and to all the incredulous world shewing dimly the sign of the beast.
Oh my god, that is 10 pints.
10 pints.
Crack it.
HP Lovecraft.
No, but dang, but you can definitely hear why Mark, that's very, 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 very like-minded to a Marky Smith scene that could be painted with lyrically, isn't it? Wow.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a fall song. You got it.
That's a fall song. It's a fall epic. Yeah, I like that a lot. Oh, we should also say, as a part of the giveaway trivia contest, I think we should also have a fall related artwork contest for fall heads. I see so many good fall artists and artworks that are related, but even like very abstractly. It's even better that way. And I think we should have a little We Are the Fall contest. And I know we have so many visual artists that listen to the podcast, and I like that because we're all like-minded in that way. And I think we should have, if you have any artwork that's related to the fall in any way, or you want to make something, you send it in to us, and we're going to have a little, I'd just say a little festival of that type of artwork that's inspired by the fall. It can even be inspired by the fall. Doesn't really matter. But send us a picture of that artwork, and then the title of it, and let's have a little culmination of what the fall can do visually. What do you think about that, Steve?
I love the fall and I love art, and I would love to see people make art while they listen to the fall.
Yep. You just want to see it, honestly. I just want to check it out myself because I've seen some cool stuff and I want to see more of it. Unless it has nudity, then I don't want to see that.
Shirtless is topless is fine. No full frontal.
No full frontal, unless it's a hobgoblin. Then you can make them look as naked as you want. What do you think Mark was asking for Christmas?
Maybe like a gift card to the bookstore.
A gift card to the bookstore, yeah. I like that. That's real practical for him, especially. I would get him, honestly, a new carrier bag. I give him a nice canvas carrier bag. He doesn't have to use the plastic bags anymore.
You know what I would do that he would appreciate more?
What's
I
that?
would collect all of my grocery bags from the year and present those to him, and just one full of the rest of them from the year. So he's got 700 new bags that he can use.
As the bag man, he would probably be very, and as he probably has a lot of arms of chairs around his apartment, around his flat to be.
Tuck those under the sink.
Oh.
You got a new bag every day.
Tuck those into the cracks in the wall, and then you got insulation.
They can work as cat toys.
Cat toys, definitely.
Did he continue to have cats, do you know, after he left his creepy flat?
I just assume he had cats, and then the cats, they're more or less just, around, because I'm guessing he would just feed them. They kind of seem like, Mark kind of seems like a wild cat type of guy. It's not going to be an indoor cat. It's going to be kind of a garden cat
Oh no,
outside.
yeah, I feel like he wants a cat on his lap.
I think he could get a cat on his lap real easily. I think he's good at manipulating, an animal.
Felines.
Yeah, felines. Yeah. Know what Mark would also ask for Christmas? He'd probably ask his record label for a bigger advance,
Cash.
straight cash.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I don't think he needs or wants musical equipment. Maybe
No,
just a case of blank cassettes to just record things
oh yep,
on.
mm-hmm.
That would be nice for him.
Blanket sets. A nice steak,
A
couple of slices of white bread,
loaf of white bread and a
onion.
couple grade beef steaks.
Mm-hmm. And maybe he really just wants to do the same thing every day, which is just go to the pub and probably write and read. So like those three things, we already got it taken care of with the books gift card. The bags is great for probably all three of those things, right?
A couple of pens and a moleskin.
Oh yeah, something nicely of writing. Um, he liked it. It seemed like he kind of liked loose leaf paper writings, which is kind of interesting and kind of fun too. It just shows like he's open to scattering the writings around. Another writing style is like to keep it all contained, right? In a moleskin, in a nice little journal, in one notebook, or one notebook for each project. And he's just like, oh no, no, let me pull out another piece of paper, and here's one I like. It's almost like a luck of the draw, the dice man.
Yeah, how was everything a complete project in one go? Was he coming back to it to alter
Hmm.
it? Or was it finished when it was finished?
And just carrying that stuff around with him to have it accessible so that you can get a reach in, a couple fingers reach into a bag and pull out something that's semi random, or maybe like, oh, I know it's over here in this, or I just wrote this maybe 5 days ago. I know there's something that I have in there that's going to work for this vibe. Go into
Yeah,
the
where
bag. Where
yeah,
is it?
fight the writer's block and just,
Uh-huh.
oh, here's a little creative nugget that I didn't think was going to go anywhere, but now I can expand on it.
Make another song and have the song ready when I get back. It had to be so fun when he wrote a good lyric or a great lyric to be searching for the sound. And he's always listening, whether it be just like radio, album, CD. He was always listening, even the band, and he's like, "That's it." And now it's locked in. The band doing something, him hearing it and being like, "I've been waiting for this," or him hearing the band, and sometimes he'd be like, "I got to work on some lyrics now." And as we go out, we're gonna go out on the thing you know, let's just listen to some of Marky Smith do some spoken word poetry. So until next time, we are the fall.
We are the best.
Road in the woods. Amy would never go near the place again. It is 40 years now since the horror happened. Something terrible came to the hills and valleys in that media, and something terrible still remains. I hope nothing will happen to Amy. He saw so much of the thing. His influence was so insidious. He's such a good old man. I would hate to think of him as a grey, twisted, brittle monstrosity which persists more and more and more in troubling his sleep.